And it was a hot one on this Friday, but we haven't seen anything just yet. After topping out in the mid-80s today, we are expecting to see our first 90-degree day of the year come in tomorrow. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10 o'clock. I'm Alexandra Lewis. We'll be flirting with those record highs pretty much all weekend, so let's start there with 9 News meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen and a first look at your weekend forecast. The heat is on.
Oh, yeah, it's coming, Alex. It's even a warm night tonight. I mean, as the last few showers start to evaporate across Denver tonight, it is 77, just dropped down from 78 here at the 9 News studios, and 69 out at DIA. So that's going to set the stage for some heat tomorrow. Our first 90-degree day of 2026 likely coming down the pike, and it could be close to a record. Our forecast is 94. If it gets up to 95, that would tie a record last set back in 2018. And there's going to be heat all across the state of Colorado. Lots of 90s on the board, 80 in Summit County, 99 out in Grand Junction. So the heat will be evident all across the entire state of Colorado. When you look at your 7-day forecast, you can see that heat staying 93 again on Sunday. The record is 98 on Sunday, so we might get not close to that. A little bit of a shower activity we'll have to watch on Monday, and then the heat comes back next week. So I'll talk about all the heat and the isolated showers that we might see coming up in the full forecast. Alex?
All right, Corey, thank you. New tonight, a federal judge is temporarily blocking the Trump administration from forcing states to comply with a range of new conditions to get federal funding for SNAP food benefits. Tonight, that judge sided with Colorado and roughly 20 other Democrat-led states by granting a preliminary injunction. The Trump administration wants to impose new restrictions related to gender ideology, immigration, and what they call fair athletic opportunities for women and girls. A lawsuit filed in March argues those are unconstitutional and threaten critical support. The judge says he'll issue a memorandum later explaining tonight's decision. Children's Hospital Colorado is asking a judge to make the family suing the hospital over gender-affirming care put up $250,000 in a bond. Last month, the Colorado Supreme Court ruled that the hospital must reinstate gender-affirming care for minors after abruptly stopping it back in January. The hospital cited the threat of the Trump administration pulling federal funding. The plaintiff's attorney says today the hospital filed a motion asking those families to post a $250,000 bond, arguing it could face more than $2 million in legal and financial exposure by reinstating care.
Children's Hospital is asking these children, most of whom are on Medicaid, to pay money just to have the law enforced. In my opinion, it's shocking and morally reprehensible.
In a statement to 9 News, Children said the injunction threatens the hospital with the loss of tens of millions of dollars in funding and legal expenses. It wrote the requested bond is only a small fraction of those losses and in no way penalizes any person seeking care at Children's. A juror who sat through the trial of 2 former paramedics convicted in the death of Elijah McClain says he is shocked that they will be retried. In 2019, Aurora police stopped McClain while he was walking home unarmed from a convenience store. They threw him to the ground, handcuffed him, and restrained him on the ground for 10 minutes before paramedics injected him with a large dose of ketamine. His heart stopped and he later died. Paramedics Jeremy Cooper and Peter Chikuniak were tried together and were both convicted of criminally negligent homicide. This week, the Colorado Court of Appeals ruled jurors were not given adequate instructions on the standard of care they were supposed to apply during deliberations, and they have been ordered new trials. Barry Hubbard spent nearly a month on that jury before ultimately being selected as an alternate. He says he never felt confused about what was being asked of him.
So I didn't feel as though there was something that, I wanted to raise my hand and say, wait a minute, that makes sense. And nobody else was in that same situation. So that's what I'm really hoping to try to figure out from this is how far off were we?
Democratic Attorney General Phil Weiser says his office plans to appeal the appeals court decision. When someone leaves prison, freedom is only the first step. For many people, release also means trying to rebuild really a life from scratch. A new state law is aimed at helping people navigate what comes next. 9 News reporter Rhea Jaw joins us with why advocates say this could make a big difference in helping people get back on track.
Yeah, Alex, it's called the Re-Entry Readiness Act, and it's meant to give people leaving prison a better chance on day one. And we spoke with a man who said he might have not been back to prison as many times as he did had this law been in place.
Today we should throw a little trash on the ground, huh?
Getting back on your feet can be the hardest first step.
I would pick up trash anywhere or do anything, for the opportunity to get my life back together.
For John DePici, release day was not just freedom. It was also pressure and confusion.
Getting out of prison is like jumping out of an airplane. It happens all at once, it's very fast, and there's no turning back.
This week, a new Colorado law was signed to make sure people leaving prison don't have to make that jump empty-handed.
House Bill 1256. What it offers is for each inmate returning home from prison to have their vital documents and their full $100 in gate money. And the reason that I wanted to advocate for it is because I'm actually living the problem that bill solves.
$100 and an ID may not sound like much, but John says when you're walking out with almost nothing, that little bit of support can be the difference between moving forward and going backward.
So I was in and out of prison 4 times. I got out with all the good intentions, but I went back to being a criminal, I went back to the drug use, and I went back to all the old behaviors and all the old people because it felt comfortable for me. Having those vital documents, having that money, having a little bit of stability helps that first 72 hours become manageable.
John found his footing through the Center for Employment Opportunities, an organization that helps people recently released from incarceration find work, and that's why he's picking up trash today. But he hopes this law gives others leaving prison a safer landing.
So this law, to me and for others, is hope. It's hope for an opportunity to turn a barrier into a bridge and have success in life and make a better place out of the world, one piece at a time.
The law officially goes into effect in 2027, and a part of this law is how it is supposed to track when the documents go in place and if these people actually get the $100 that they're supposed to receive. So advocates say that is a key part of the law's effectiveness. Reporting at the Capitol, Rhea Jaw, 9 News.
All right, Rhea, thank you. The Denver City Council is spending $4.5 million in voter-approved bond money to buy an old office building. It's meant to become affordable housing, but the city doesn't have a firm plan on that conversion. The purchase is the first expenditure from the $45 million voters set aside for affordable housing in last year's Vibrant Denver bond. Councilwoman Flor Alvidrez was the only no vote. She's concerned about a lack of plans for how much work it will need and just how long it will take.
If the city was my client, if the residents were my client and I was their real estate agent, I would never let them buy a house without an inspection, and that's what we're doing.
The city says it hopes to close on the purchase by the end of the month and will then seek developer bids. New tonight, the town of Hudson is laying out how it plans to issue hundreds of thousands of dollars in refunds for people who paid faulty photo radar tickets. The town ended up voiding about $1 million in tickets after Steve on Your Side reported on problems with the northbound camera on County Road 49. During a council meeting this week, we learned the town will refund people who paid with a credit card automatically. And Steve on Your Side has also heard from a number of drivers who have already received a refund. Now, anybody who paid by check, if the town hasn't cashed it, they'll just mail that uncashed check right back to you. For those who had their checks cashed or even paid with cash, the town will mail out refund checks. And anyone who has a ticket for the northbound side and hasn't paid already can just disregard that ticket. Hudson previously said they issued about 31,000 tickets from that northbound camera. At this week's meeting, the town manager said that camera issued closer to 40,000 tickets in a matter of 5 weeks.